The only way it could have gotten more intimate if he had like laid down on a bed and like was like had a journal in his hand, like he was reading from his diary and he sang it that way, like barefoot. Like that's the only way that could have gotten more intimate than it already was.
Oh, when that first one came in, I didn't believe it was happening, but it happened, and I was just, oh my god,
might come to a BTS concert as a stan of anybody else, but you're gonna leave some kind of Hobie stan. Like there's no way you can escape it. Like
then the intro to Awake came on, and I immediately was like, I yelled no really loud. I remember I was like, no!
TK3.
Oh my god, TK3
squad, bitch.
TK3.
You could hear him like breathing and singing to the mic, but it wasn't like overbearing. It was like
but then he got lifted up, right? And I was like, this nigga is a diva. Like, what? Who else would get picked up and like spun around in the air under a chandelier? Like, that was just so extra, but I love it. Like
He's so beautiful. I think evil forces had something to do with it. Like, he's just so beautiful that he can't be right. You know what I'm saying?
It was like, oh my god, I'm going to combust. Let me get out of here. I don't want to get all my stuff all over everybody. Everybody's trying to enjoy a concert.
Then we got Namjoon. Reflection is the song that I would skip the most out of the entire album because I don't know, like it's just so raw, you know what I mean? Like obviously there are other deep K-pop songs or I don't know, exposing K-pop songs, but a lot of times it's in Korean, so like you don't register it the same. Like even after you read the translation, like you can take August D the Last, that song is deep, like it's raw, but it's in Korean, so you don't get the same effect as when you hear Namjoon say I wish I could love myself. You're sitting there like, damn, shit. Namjoon.
Alright, so I'm going to talk about Kim Namjoon. Yeah, that's, if y'all ain't know, that's my brother. That's my heart, my soul. But if I think about Reflection, I can't, before I saw it in concert, I barely listened to it because it was just really, really painful for me. So like, if I thought about seeing it in concert, I was like, I'll leave to go pee and come back. Because I didn't want pain. I was already gonna get pain, so I don't want pain for my brother, like talking about what he's talking about in the song, and it really resonated with me. And there's a lot of things in that song that I feel as well. So yeah, I listened to the song, of course, when it first came out. I listened to it a couple other times, like showing other friends about him and stuff like that. And after that, I just never really listened to it again. So I didn't really prepare myself pre-concert about like, I'm gonna see Reflection, like, oh my god. And he came out in his little like white little nightgown t-shirt, button down, long sleeve, head ass shirt. I loved it. I stand it. If I put it on, it's probably like a wedding dress, because like it was real long, y'all, but it was so cute. And he was up there looking gorgeous, and I didn't cry. I was very proud of myself because I felt it, but I didn't. I think I cried like 82 times at the concert, but that was the one time I didn't cry. His voice in it live is actually really amazing. He needs to start singing more in songs. Like, he needs to stop faking. Yeah, you a rapper, but you got that vocal background. I hear it, bitch. I hear it. And he just did so well. And during the Wish I Could Love Myself part, everybody was like shouting, "We love you." And I almost cried once again, but I kept it still. And he was just like feeling the music. Like, you could tell he was feeling the song, and he was feeling the crowd. I felt all of that, boy. He's talented. Y'all need to read up on that boy. If you haven't listened to his mixtape, that'll especially like help you to like understand his like way of writing and his way of what is the word? I can't remember the word, but just the way he lays it all out on the table and the way he just deliberates it. Deliberates it. He's amazing. He's such a figure to me, and I love him so much, and I hope more of his songs that he makes for himself are happier. Let's talk about that.
Rap monster, that doesn't even sound right coming out my mouth. I never call him rap monster. Junie singing Reflections, like that had me like my eyes were burning, like it was giving me a headache how much I was like trying to keep myself from crying. But like I just like the song itself is so intimate, like, and so to hear it live and to hear him like actually do it himself is so, it felt so intimate. It felt like we were too close. Like we were like, the only way it could have gotten more intimate if he had like laid down on a bed and like was like had a journal in his hand, like he was reading from his diary and he sang it that way, like barefoot. Like that's the only way that could have gotten more intimate than it already was. It really had me crying. And like and then it gets to the part where he's like, I wish I could love myself, and the whole crowd is like, we love you, and I like knew it was a thing that people wanted to do, and I was really hoping that it was gonna happen, and then it happened, and I wasn't ready, and I like started crying, and it really just gave me a headache. Like it hurt me physically and mentally if you really think about it, because it was in my head. But and I just have I got a soft spot for just little Virgo Namjoon. Little. That boy ain't little. Let's talk about it. He literally is like Namjoon is so big that he can't be my bias anymore. Like that's how big he is.
The juice! I'm talking about the juice. Namjoon, rap monster, rap man. He's fucking Runch Ronda. Okay, real quick. Oh god, I remember at one point he was singing. The song had just stopped or something. I don't remember, and it was quiet, and I was like, Runch Ronda, and it felt so bad. Stage itself was amazing. First off, that song, never heard it, you should listen to it. What are you doing here if you haven't? But it's great. Again, one of the songs I really couldn't listen to much on the album. It was just too raw and too personal to me, and like it touched on a whole bunch of different things. I'm just like, damn, Namjoon, I really understand what you're saying, and I feel that on a personal level, you know what I'm saying? And I just he did such a beautiful job. I think that the way that he set it up was really beautiful also. It was like there were steps, and then there was a phone booth at the top stair, I guess. And the way that he did it, he would like walk and take a step, walk and take a step. And it, to me, just looking back on it, maybe I'm exaggerating, maybe I'm reaching, maybe I'm just being a stan. It seemed like he was like going through the stages and finally getting to the point where he was able to, I don't want to say just like love himself, but it was like the stages of acceptance, how it like just kept going higher and higher, and how like I'm reading into it now, I'm just being extra asshole. He stopped because sometimes we stop in our growth, our self-love, but he kept going. I'm gonna just shut up, but I don't know. I think he did an amazing job.
So Stigma, if y'all didn't know, Tay is my primary bias of BTS, and Stigma is like, I wish I could explain how Stigma affects me. Like every time I hear him hit that high note in Stigma, like I get chills. Like I could listen to it over and over and over and over and over again. So finally being able to hear that live was just like, I sat between Kiana and Kyra, and Kiana, who often like falcon grips me. Like she is always like grabbing onto me and shit. She said that I almost broke her kneecap because I was squeezing her so hard. And fucking Kyra like just fucking lost her goddamn mind. It was pretty funny. But Stigma was a lot. Taehyung is a lot.
So Kim Taehyung. Wow. Before I talk about Kim Taehyung, I'm gonna talk about Taylor for a second because that bitch almost broke my kneecap. Like, if y'all ain't already know, like, Taehyung's one of her favorites. Like, he's up there. And when he came on, first of all, I was like, oh, bitch. And then he started, and immediately it was like a squeeze for like half the song. And I was like, am I ever gonna get my knee back? But like, I didn't. I just like pretended like I couldn't feel the pain because Taehyung was like going off. So I was like, yeah. But it's fine. Like, I literally, like, I don't know how many times I grabbed Taylor in the arm. I don't know if I hawk grabbed her. Like, talk about something. What is the fucking eagle noise? Like, noise. So, like, I'm not mad that she did it. It was just really fucking funny, and I was trying to keep my cool on top of listening to Taehyung's slaying-ass vocals. Because that high note, literally, like, I saw all of us three times. Three, count them, 3 high notes. 3 times. That nigga talk about some ha, and then talk about some ha, and then talk about some whoo, and I was like, ooh, like bitch. Oh my fucking god. If he don't come through with those vocals, he did so good. Vocals on point. I know sometimes we couldn't hear it, but you know, America ain't got them good mics anyway. But he did so good. He was looking good, standing there. Also, the aesthetic of this, like the camera screen, like it was being black and white, and I thought that was real extra. But I mean, go off, like, you know, like make me throw up, bitch. I didn't, but like, oh my god, he's talented. I like that guy. I have a past with him. He know it, and I love him. He's so great. And if you don't stand Kim Taehyung, something wrong with you. I mean, who don't stand him, like the fuck? But he's so great, and I just want to take his little face and just boop it.
Stigma. That stage is a whole ride. It's a whole ride. It's a whole roller coaster that I just happened to be tall enough to ride, and boy, if I could ride it again, I would. Like, Stigma is just, it's amazing. Taehyung is amazing, and not only is he amazing, he's gorgeous in brown. Like, as soon as the music started, I was fucked up. As soon as I can't even hum it right now because it really just fucked me up. Like, I'm really trying to make words about it, and I can't make words about it. When he hit those high notes, I've never been madder in my life. Like, I have never felt so cheated and lied to in my life because I didn't know he could do that. He didn't tell me he could do that. Like, how do you just not tell somebody that you can do that? Like, I don't understand. But he really got me. Wow. Alright, we gotta move on because I'ma just sit here and just be like, for the rest of the fucking video.
Kim Taehyung. His song was the second song I was able to listen to on the album. Like, all together. The second solo song. And it's one of my favorites. Songs in general, actually, now that I think about it. It's so smooth and so sexy, y'all. It's just a great song. And it's a Taehyung song. Just like Jin, he doesn't get a lot of parts. So when they was like solo songs, Taehyung gets his own song, I was like, oh, true, bitch. I'm trying to hear that nice, deep, rumbly voice all up in my ear, like, hey, baby, what's up? But he came through with the falsettos, man. Fucking shit. And you know what's crazy? In the song, he does it once. in concert, he did it thrice, man. Like, when that first one came in, I didn't believe it was happening, but it happened, and then I just, oh my God, first off, his voice is so great. I will say though, pause. They could have turned down the music a little bit. I felt as if the music and his voice were fighting for dominance, and that bothered me because I wanted to hear more of his voice. But that's just a technical thing. But anyways, hearing those high notes, the first time I was like, oh shit. Then he did it again. I was like, oh shit. Then he did it again, and I was like, bitch, at what point do I get a break? At what point do I get to live my life and not have to worry about fucking throwing my wig over the fucking side of the thing? I feel sorry for the little mom who's in front of me because I was fucking screaming and I was kicking the seat so much. Oh my God. I feel bad. I really went off. And I feel bad for the girl behind me too, because I kept standing up during his stage. But I mean, she fine wherever she at. Hopefully she saw it on the screen. If not, I'm sorry. An apology from me to you. I apologize.
Next. This is probably my favorite solo stage of the night, tied with Cookies, and that would be Hobie. The Mama stage is so incredible. Like, Hoseok's charisma on stage is like we've been to quite a few, maybe not like the most K-pop concerts, but we've been to a few, and I've never seen anybody have the kind of charisma that Hobie has on stage. Like, everything about it, the presentation, like the choreo, the performance itself, like, he nailed it. And to think that he does that, he probably does it exactly like that every single time, like with the same amount of emotion, with the same amount of energy, the same amount of character. Like, he brings all of that to the stage. I wish if anybody had to see any BTS stage, I would want them to see that. Like, it was just so fucking good. I don't even know. I was reborn in that moment. And honestly, Hoseok is that nigga. Like, if you might come to a BTS concert as a stan of anybody else, but you're gonna leave some kind of Hobie stan. Like, there's no way you can escape it. Like, he's just so goddamn beautiful, always smiling and shit. And he's so goddamn talented, and he just commands, you know? Hobie
did his stage, and every time I think back on it, I'm like, bitch, the fuck? That was amazing. I'm waiting on the mixtape. He came out in the chair, and he looked so cute, so ethereal. His hair was blonde before he decided to go brown. So the blonde was crazy. He looked gorgeous, and he's just being happy, cheery, fucking Hoseok. And like, I was screaming, "Oh my, so fucking bad" during the one part, that one. But I just, like, in my head, I just heard it echoing, and like, just watching him slay the whole stage and just be Hoseok. Like, I just loved it. I love that he was able to just be Hoseok. So like, he had his little like dancers in the back, his like little choir doing the things in all white also, which also got me. I was like, oh my god, they're in all white. And then his little outfit change with the dang old hat, boy. I was like, what? I was like, jacket change in front of me. That's how I felt. I was like, and then he just looking so cute. Then he changed it again. And I was like, this nigga here, bruh. It was crazy. It was crazy, right? Also, his fucking voice sounded amazing. Then this nigga proceeds, after being in the front end of the stage, to walk. And he's like, oh, you know, doing that dang old shit. And I'm like, wow, this is really Jung Hoseok slaying my life, right? Then this nigga proceeds, music stops. He got the little stand shits. And he's like, no, put it in the audio. And I was like, am I about to go to church tonight? I was like, what? I almost cried. it was like one little tear because I was trying to hold it in. It was a lot going on. And his soul was in that song. Like, obviously it would be because he loves his mother, and, you know, his mother's a very close figure for him, but his soul is in that song. Like, he really, ooh, he got me, bruh. He made me think about everybody's mom. My mom, your mom, my cousin's mom, my next brother's mom. I ain't even got a real brother, bitch. Jung Ho-suk needs to be appreciated. His mama appreciates him. Why don't you?
Like, I don't know. I'm in love. Like, ooh, don't do that. Like, that guy. I'm love Hobie. I'm love Ho-suk. I'm love J-Hope. I'm love Jung Ho-suk. I'm love the sun god. Hobie. I don't know what else to say. Like, I cried real tears during Mama. Like, okay, so if Cookie is like the natural born talent and Yoongi is like the genius and the true artist, then Ho-suk is like the natural born entertainer. Like, his stage was, I've overused the word amazing. Like, it's transcendent. Like, his stage was, like, it was crazy. Like, I cried. The pictures, the intimate pictures in the background, he's dancing and he puts a jacket on and then he takes the jacket on and he takes the jacket off and there's a new jacket underneath the jacket, and just, it was so amazing. I love him. He's come so far. Like, wow. Jung Ho-suk, read up on him. That guy. Yeah, that guy. Like, that's Jung Ho-suk.
I'm gonna go into a motherfucking light of my life, my sunshine, my angel, my hope, my sun god, my reason for living, the reason I get up in the morning and smile, the reason I'm not late at work because he's my alarm. J-Hope. He's true sunshine, and oh god, that's another thing you gotta see in person. Like, I can tell you all day about J-Hope, but if you don't see him, you won't understand. My face hurts, fuck. There wasn't a time before the concert that I could get through Mama without sobbing and crying. I'm so serious. Anytime I would start playing it, I would first feel like I'm going crazy, and two, I would just start sobbing because the song is about his mom, y'all. Mama. I just couldn't take it, and I just be thinking about my mom, and I love my mom. I'm gonna work hard for my mom. I'm gonna make shit better for her, and I lose my shit, so I had to turn it off almost every single time. In the concert, I didn't cry, but I surely transcended all time and space. I was in, like, I don't want to say the void, but I was in, like, I don't want to say limbo, but I was in, like, the liminal space where it's like nothing exists. It was so crazy because, like, he takes up the whole room. It was like his energy was like pressing me to my seat. I wanted to seep through my bones. I wanted to seep through the floor. He is the best. His Mama stage was ridiculous. And when he stops and he's in the music and it's just him and the microphone and his eyes are closed. He's like, I'm like, oh God, I understand, Hobie. I understand.
Oh, and then Jin's stage was absolutely beautiful. He got the pipes, you know? It was so nice. I also didn't say this about Hobie, but I feel like Jin and Hobie for a long time were very underrated members of BTS. And it made me feel really good to be in the crowd during their songs and hearing just how much people went crazy for them. Like, although they should have been getting it all the time, but you know what I mean? Like, it really warmed my heart to hear people lose their mind over those two, especially.
Alright, so Jin's my bias in the group. So, obviously, Awake would be a really bomb-ass song for me to love. I mean, if Jin wasn't my bias, I feel like Awake would still be one of my favorite solo songs just because of the message in it, and his vocal range in the song was really good. So, technically, when I first heard it, I cried the entire time. I didn't know what to do. I was like a little shaky leaf bitch when I heard the song. So, ultimately, hearing it would probably kill me. And did I die? I am still sitting in that seat in the Prudential Center. He's right after Hobie. So, like, after getting church, praising the Lord, crying about everybody's mama, I was like, ooh, maybe they'll do a group song after that. Because I knew Jin was the last person, so I was like, I need, like, a break after doing that, almost crying because of Hobie and everything. And then I hear, like, some violins, and I immediately am like, no, we're not doing this today. No, not today. Ha. But then the intro to Awake came on, and I immediately was like, I yelled no really loud. I remember I was like, no! And then I was like, I started crying immediately. Like, no, like, he ain't even say nothing yet. Light ain't even come on yet. Bitch crying like a little bitch. I legit was trying so hard not to cry. And then I looked up and I saw him, and I immediately was like, this is like the rest of the song. I could barely look up, and when I did, my eyes were burning. But I mean, because he's so beautiful that he was burning my eyes. I was just like really, really excited for his solo stage. I heard that he was like really, really nervous on like the very first day of like the tours in general before he came to the US. So I was really excited that maybe his nerves have washed away a little bit. He's so talented. He's so amazing. Like, I just don't understand why people just kind of like push him to the sides and like literally like that nigga does it like so well. I mean, overall his solo stage was my favorite, not because he's my bias, let's get this straight, motherfuckers, but because his performance for me was very emotional. Quote emotional, and that song for me is a very emotional song for me. Fun fact, this sweater has Jin's name on the back. Even more fun. I don't want to turn around. My head is ridiculous.
Jin, Jimbo, Jim Jam, Jimboree, Jin. He is gin and tonic. Like, Awake is it's so good. And it's just like so eye-opening to like the talent that is Kim Seok-jin. Like, not only is he like a masterpiece of a face, but he's like God crocheted his vocal cords together. Like, he really spent his time on that. Like, knit one, purl two. He really took his time with that. Like, when Jin did Awake, I cried. I did cry. Okay, so I cried I got teary during Reflections, and I cried like a little bit. I cried during Mama, and like I had to stop myself because I was like, you're wearing makeup, like don't fuck your face up, because then you're gonna leave and you're gonna have to walk around and walk out the auditorium with like the fucked up face and makeup on your shirt from fucking crying. So just don't even do it. And then Awake happened and I cried anyway. So yeah, Kim Seok-jin did that. I just like it honestly, like, stop sleeping on Jin. I want to fight anybody who's ever said anything about Jin that's not close to anything but pleasant. Like, let's fight, you and me, at me on Twitter, let's go at it. Like, give me your points. I want your points. I want your reasonings. I want your hypothesis. I want your fucking 3 body paragraphs and a conclusion. Like, what about Jin? What about him? He's great. And you fucking know it.
I'm gonna do Kim Seok-jin, the man, the legends. Let me talk about that stage real quick. His stage was, again, another song I do not listen to. I mean, I listen to it now, but before I could not listen to. It was so beautiful. Like, genuinely, I think his was one of my favorite stages. It was so beautiful, and you can see he puts his heart and soul on that stage. I walked out of the concert at Kim Seok-jin's stand, if I'm being very honest. I absolutely love him, and I wish he had more love in the fandom. I mean, like, I don't know, it's grown a lot lately, especially after he went blonde, but I think that not enough people really like understand just how talented he really is. His stage, it was just amazing, and a lot of it was him just standing right there, and the presence that he took up in that arena was ridiculous. Like, he's amazing. That's something you gotta see in person, because you can see all the stages and like videos that you want, and it works, it's great. But once you see him in person, if you don't walk out of the room at Kim Seok-jin's stand, I don't know what to say to you, buddy. Something's wrong.
Fucking Cookie rapping, man. Look, Cookie rapping, that boy already do everything. Like, he don't need to do it, but he could do it. He could do it. He's got the power.
When you came up with the back to the basic microphone check, I was like, oh, something's here. All right, back to the bait. I was like,
I wouldn't have made it into a mosh pit in like the pit, but somebody would have for sure held my legs as I twerked upside down. I swear to God, I don't know you, mister. You're from Oklahoma. Hey, bitch, you're an army. Grab my legs.
And it was really touching to have the rainbow ocean. That shit was beautiful.
하지 말라는 일을 하고 원해선 안 될 걸 원하고 또 상처받고 you can come